If you need it, and as you stretch your hands, you're beautiful. He's saying, I make you beautiful. I make you beautiful. You're beautiful. I give you beauty for ashes. You're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful, says the Lord. Hallelujah. I feel him. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. He says, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, says the Lord. Yes, God, you're beautiful. Yes, God. You're so beautiful, says the Lord. You're so beautiful. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. He's saying, raining it down. Yes, he's saying, raining it down. You're so beautiful. You're so, I hope you're receiving it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Right there in your seat, if you're receiving this beauty, lift your hand up high. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, he's pouring it out upon you in increasing measure, says the Lord. So beautiful. You're beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, yeah, you are beautiful. Come on, lift that beautiful. Come on. You are rock in the flow. Yeah. I'm just thanking God this morning because He's taught me how to live, to forgive, to serve, and how to deserve. Church ain't used to that. How can I deserve? Because when He did on the cross, made me a benefactor of something. That's just like your baby, Dr. Hunter. If he deserved whatever you gave him, ain't nobody can take it from him. I deserve whatever the Bible says. And that's even punishment if I needed it. Oh, church. But I thank God for the grace. Somebody say thank you for grace. Y'all ought to shout better on grace. If you grab your Bibles, I hope y'all hold it. And y'all got it on your Android devices, iPhones, and in paper. And most of all, in your heart. If you can, to 1 Samuel chapter 16, and I want you to read something with me. Everyone standing all over here, I believe in the reverence of God's word in this way, because back in an ancient time, when they read the Torah, they stood during the whole time. Come on, baby, you got new legs. Come to the way. New legs, yours newer than mine. Okay. So they stood. I'm going to tell you why I want you to do it. They stood for the whole reading, the whole thing, the whole time. They never sat down. That was their way of showing how much they reverenced that word. In fact, if a Muslim was here and they saw your Bible under the ground or propped up on something, they wouldn't respect any words coming out of your mouth. Because they're going to say you don't value your faith like they value theirs. They never let their book that they read out of hit the ground or be anywhere in a low place. Because that's how they show value. So it's time for us to put some value in it. I think the highest place in your heart, but stand for me. Just stand symbolically. And it reads in here in Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 16, and I want to read right here. Everybody got it? Say, I got it? I got it. And he said, now the Lord said to Samuel, you have mourned long enough for Saul. I have rejected him as king of Israel. So I'll take your flack with oil, fill your flack with oil, and go to Bethlehem. Find a man named Jesse who lives there, for I have selected one of his sons to be king. Somebody say, you have mourned long enough. Tell yourself you have mourned long enough. Look at your neighbor real stern like and say, don't block the flow. Get over it. I don't know about you, but I can't stand it when people tell me to get over something that I know affected me different than it affected them. You may be seated in Jesus' name. May you use my lips as your holy servant, as a vessel only. I thank the Lord we don't have time for enticing words of man's wisdom, but we need your divine revelation. And so, I don't know about you, but one thing I don't like is somebody telling me get over it. I used to have a problem with that. Especially when it was the person offended. Get over it. How you going to tell me to get over it? You went under it. When you're under a certain measure of weight, whether it's grief from that or grief from this, only you know the weight that was on you. So get over it. Well, I love it that God was confronting Samuel in this. He said, how long will you mourn? And before I dig in that mourn, that word is one of bereavement. That's a term of bereavement. So I'm trying to figure out, was Saul dead or no? No, he was alive. So we're going to dig in this thing. And we're going to figure out what Samuel was really mourning over. And before I go here is something that really intrigued me. As I was reading, I was looking at the sermon. I think I was in one of my pity parties, when you're going through stuff you ain't expect. I was in one of my little pity parties. Don't look at me with that tone of attitude. The preacher told you we all need Jesus. So here it is. I was feeling some kind of way. And I heard the Lord say this to me. When the past is quarreling with the present, there can be no future. When the past is quarreling or fighting with the present, there could be no future. In other words, when we all need to quit living in the past, especially after we've taken the courses, learned our lessons and graduated from his university degree with maturity. You know how you call yourself mature. Some stuff he said, I gave you what you need to get out of that. Let that go. Degree with maturity. You don't earn no degree without some work and sweat. So that's some investment. I had to use terminology that says investment. When you've learned the lesson, you've taken the course, and now you're graduating from the university of that season degree with some new maturity. Especially then, do you need to just pick up and move on? So I was looking and I said, oh, but God. And I had to look at the text a little different. I love listening to preachers who massage my mind, who make the text come alive. And I just heard him say one thing that really stood out to me about Samuel's attitude. We always think about anointing David, but we never deal with the prophet and the prophet's attitude about what happened between Saul and David. Between the in-between period of Saul being rejected and David being embraced. The in-between between my past and my tomorrow. The in-between between my devastation and my destiny. So, I want to give you what I learned. Hello. So I see in verse 1 that God corrects his servant. Now, how the prophet need this correction? He's a prophet. Should he know that Saul has been rejected? I think he knew before God said it. So obviously, it fell in his spirit. He knew, but he was still mourning over the thing. Stuck there in a quicksand of grief. Because Saul has done an unclean thing. Now, let me take you back to King Saul. All the children of Israel, context. Somebody say context. I don't want to comment you out of the truth of this text, so I'm going to tell you. Context is Saul was the people's choice. They wanted a king just like the other countries wanted a king. Shama. They wanted a king, so they found a good-looking man who looked stately. Oh, I'm preaching. Look good. Look like because they gotta make sure this our first king. He gotta show y'all love. Yeah, they probably thought he was gonna be the first one and only. Anyway, don't let me preach my life in here. Here he goes. Here it is. So Saul was presented before God, and God said, have what you want. God said, what did God say? Have what you want. So God anointed Saul for the people's sake. For the people's sake. Oh, Samuel was excited to pour that vast of oil all over him. Because you got to be anointed for this assignment. Somebody say grace. Grace. Yes, you got to be anointed for the assignment. And so he poured that vast of oil upon Saul and made them their first king. And so, but Saul screwed up. He was just supposed to be the king. He wasn't supposed to handle no priestly duties. He got beside himself, feeling good. Oh my God, I'm king. Oh God, I can do what I want. He was. We know he's arrogant because he was also the one chasing the little shepherd boy who got some shine. Tell me, oh Lord, why didn't you sing his praises? Saul decided he wasn't gonna wait for the priest to do what he gotta do. I'm the king. I can come up in this joint to what I want. Sometimes we ain't gonna wait for God to do what he needs to do because I'm all that I can do what I want. Oh no, I'm so gifted I can do what I want. And so we don't wait. God, some of us still have Saul's complex. And some of us are tripped up Davids. But that's all right. We don't work on God works with us all. Okay. And so Saul put his hands on something holy he wasn't supposed to touch. And we knew he had messed up because he told Samuel the prophet, I screwed up, I sinned. He said, but yeah, don't leave me right now. He said, don't leave me right now. He said, because I don't want to be by myself. I need y'all to go back and read. And in 1 Samuel, don't let the preacher do all this talking without you going to get you some context. Amen? Go back and read it. If I give you everything, you don't have no homework. I believe in homework. Glory to God. Go back and look. And so, Saul screwed up, man. He thought he was bigger than God at that point because, see, that was order to the way things are in. He going to break God's order because he think he is the order. We got to be very careful when God gives us status, position, and power, and prestige, and maybe even your talent take you some glorious places that you forget God has an order. Somebody say order. Order. See, that's Saul. I'm not preaching about him, though. Let me go back to who we're preaching about. I'm preaching about Samuel, but Saul had a problem. And so God rejected him, and he said, Samuel told him, no, God is going to strip this kingdom from you, and he is not lying to you. He ain't giving it back. Saul couldn't handle that rejection. But that's another story for another day. So now here we are, sounding like, man, you fool. You screwed you, and you screwed me, and you screwed the kingdom. Why was Samuel mourning? I had to trip over this text. He ain't dead. What you tripping for? He wasn't mourning over the body of Saul. He was mourning over his investment. It's like I poured everything into this. In fact, the Bible said that he needed to go fill the flax of oil up again so that he have another assignment. He said, how long you going to trip? In other words, he was saying, you're holding me up from the next move. You're blocking the flow. I need you to move on. I need you to kind of get over it. I need you to move to the next thing. I'm God. I know the heart of man. I just gave you what you wanted. And so he said, so I see right here, verse 1, when he says, how long would you mourn? He said, and here it said, you mourn long enough. You ever saw yourself walking over something? God said, get up from there. I'll talk to you when you're through. Some of y'all crying over some joke, get up from there. Some of you cried over jobs you lost 20 years ago, get up from there. Hello, you've been supposed to be doing something special. You've just been mourning too long. Even David had enough sense after he did something stupid and he had to grieve over his son to get up when God said, get up. Some of you just, it ain't even the person no more, because you know when you see them, you don't even like the way they look. It's just the fact that I gave you everything. Give it all back. I hope I'm helping someone in here. Sometimes it's your children. They're a little messed up. Get over it. How long? God, they're going to make some crazy decisions. Sometimes God's going to have to get you off the flow just so you can see what he's doing in their life. Maybe if you get off the flow, you can see that he's working a miracle. If you can get off the flow, you can see the next assignment. Yes, Lord, get off the flow. Somebody say, get off the flow. Shucks. I tell you this. So I see right here that in Samuel's issue, his past was fighting with the present conditions. It was fighting so bad. How do I know, Pastor Erica, when I'm in a fight with the present? Oh, when you're just so out of it, you can't move on. You can't even dream for the next level. Oh, God, you can't even see your hopes again. There's some stuff God told you, you like, oh, no, God. Because you're sitting there wrestling from the past to the present, to the past from the present. And you wonder why you're going through this crazy-looking cycle. You know, on Instagram, they got this new filter where it can make you look like you're just doing this all the time. That's how a lot of us look in our lives. And all the person did was this. And it looked like this to the world. And all you're doing is this. And it looks like this to the world. I'm here, I'm there. I'm here, I'm there. You look like a person that's untrustworthy. And so your future can't even meet you. Because you're so stuck. Your future trying to kiss you. But you're stuck. And what they did, how he touched you, how he hurt you, how she touched you, oh God, how she touched you. Some of you still in 6th grade. And God said, how long would you mourn over them hating on you? Some of you still 5 years old, can't even go to your mom's house. God said, how long would you mourn over her beating you? I got somewhere for you to go and you mad because you hadn't seen your blessing, but you ain't seen your blessing because I can't get you to move over you're crying over an investment that I can multiply. So, this is where I see, y'all like the word? Because I do. I get excited. Okay. I get so excited because it's better than Empire, Scandal, Mary Jane. Boy, you see it all right here in the text. I don't even have time for the television because this is a trip right here. And so I'm just looking like, oh my word, I'm so nosy. And so I see right here in verse 1, we see several things happen. God rebukes him, corrects his servants, say, get up from there. How long you going to do this? Then he tells them, I got an assignment for you. I need you to fill the vats. Now wait, God didn't say, I'm filling it. He said, I need you to fill it. How do we feel it, Pastor Erica? Well, you need to get yourself somewhere in his presence. And open your life as a living sacrifice, as a cup ready to be poured in. But you got to pour out to pour in. So why are you mad that you empty? Sometimes God will force an empty place for you, just so he can fill you with more. I love it so much that the vats was empty, but God had an assignment in mind, so he was going to make sure he had what he needed for the next assignment. Don't get mad because they took it and you poured it all out. You did a good Christian thing, praise the Lord. But God's going to give you double for the trouble. I promise you, you're going to get double for the assignment. And this is what I love. When we go further in the text, he won't even let you waste it the second time. Powerful. He's powerful. We're going to go there. I'm just getting, this is me sitting up in my bed just like, God. So he won't let you waste it the second time. I promise you he won't. So he goes to fill it back up. He goes to fill it. And this is what he says in verse 2. Y'all ready for this? He said, but Samuel asks, how can I do that? If Saul hears about it, he will kill me. Like a scary movie. He's scared of a man, but God is speaking. Obviously, the Lord knows the law of the land. So I see in verse 2, and I'm going to move on with it. In verse 2, I see that God is asking the prophet to do something that seems out of order for man. Because you're about to anoint nobody without the king knowing. And currently, he was the king to everybody else, but rejected by heaven. So what happens when God gives you a memo that nobody else got yet? Oh, glory. Nobody else sees it yet, but God has made a shift, and he's turned something, and he's changed something. Nobody else got the memo, so you're kind of scared, though, because if you take that move, they're going to judge you. If you take that leap, they're going to have something to say because you kind of know the order of church. You're not the kingdom. Or you kind of know the order of your job. Or you kind of know the order of the house. But God said, I need you to move this way. Go anoint somebody else. Go prep that person for the promotion. Go prep that person for this. Oh, God, I got to talk to my boss. No, I told you that person about to get a promotion. I need you to help me. Oh, God. Is it in the house or am I by myself? Okay, great. And so, he was scared. The prophet was trembling. Because God asked him to do something that's kind of like what he asked Esther to do, to go up on behalf of the people. What happens when the next assignment puts you in dangerous territory? So you move from grieving over a great loss to walking a dangerous road. But God gives strategy. Put that down. God gives strategy. And so this is the strategy he gave them. Say sacrifice before secession. Sacrifice before secession. So he told them, you're going to sacrifice some stuff before the secession. And here it is. This is how he gave it to them. Yeah, we're going to get them to sacrifice the praise. That's what we're going to do. He said in verse 2, he said, take a heifer. That means a cow, okay? Yeah. Heifer with you, the Lord replied, and say to them, say that you have come to make a sacrifice for the Lord. Now, for those of you who have trouble with lying, he ain't telling them a lie. He actually telling them to sacrifice. He's telling them, you know how we say, tell him you did this. You do it. No, God literally telling him what he's going to tell them and what he's going to do. He said, tell them that you're coming to make sacrifice for the Lord. Basically, don't reveal the rest of the agenda. Sometimes the next stuff God's going to have you to do, you just got to be quiet on it. Oh, yeah, we made that so we think, oh, that's old school. No, sometimes you talk too much. You got to study the ministry of shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. That's the ministry. Sometimes we got to be quiet and handle God's business without the noise. Usually we make a lot of noise for our self-attention, and that gets us in trouble. But here it is. He said, just tell him you're coming to make a sacrifice. And so he did. And verse 2, let me make sure I don't lose my place. And he said, invite Jesse to come sacrifice, and I will show you which one of his sons to anoint. Basically, prepare a place for worship. I see something here. Y'all want to know what I see? I see that if you get in a place of worship, see, after you've lost it all, get yourself in a sacrificial posture. Get before God. Get in a place of worship. He'll show you your blessing worshiping right next to you. He will show you where he's at in the midst of worship. I promise you, the reason why we're missing it because we skipped the sacrifice to succession part. And so now we're making a lot of noise. God's going to bless me. He got to bless me with my name on it because, oh, you dog me, forget all my haters. You know what we do at church. Tell them haters to roll back, all that stuff we say. And now you're doing making all that noise, but you ain't never postured yourself to be prepared for what's next. And all that noise is doing is bringing a signal of attention to you. And you wonder why you look like you got double hell for what you just came out of. It's double hell because you're making too much noise. You just need to get to the altar and go ahead and make the sacrifice that's going to move you into succession. So he did that. He did that. I didn't say it was going to be all good. Hold on. Okay, when he did that, Samuel did as the Lord instructed. When he arrived to Bethlehem, the elders of the town came trembling to meet him. What's wrong? See, they weren't used to the prophet being in and everywhere. What's wrong, they asked. Do you come in peace? Did you come to doom? Because these prophets used to be used to correct mostly then. And so, did you come to rebuke us for something? What's wrong? And he said right here, yes, Samuel replied, I have come to sacrifice to the Lord. Purify yourselves and come with me to the sacrifice. And now he's talking to the elders. See, sometimes God will use your trouble to even take some people who think they're mature back to the altar. Okay, he said, come with me and sacrifice. Then Samuel performed the purification rites for Jesse and his sons and invited them to sacrifice too. Here it goes. When they arrived, Samuel took one look at Eliab and thought, surely this is the Lord's anointed. Be careful when your pain perverts your sight. He went and saw, look at somebody that looked just like Saul, probably. God. He saw one look at the one because he must have been stately, looked like a king. Be careful when you think they're a king because they look like one. Always interview. You have kings right now driving stuff that you wouldn't even think they drive. They'll drive you a little hoopty on you in a minute and balling out of control for some woman looking for it like that. Be careful when they look stately. Be careful men in the house when they look queen material and they not interview. In fact, she might be Cinderella. The one you're really looking for might look like she has nothing but really is the ruler of the house. Yeah, be careful when you're doing business deals and you look at, oh, he must be the owner because he talk good and know how to talk a good game. The owner might be the one walking in there sweeping the floors because he cares about his investment so much he don't even care his jeans are ripped. Just be careful. Be careful not to overlook somebody just because they don't look like the part. Be careful not to overextend the gifts to somebody because they look the part. Oh, tell me about the sacrifice. You got to get in God's presence or you'll miss it every time. Now, this is him making a sacrifice and still got it twisted. But this is the prophet. Surely God speaks to him. How come he couldn't tell? Oh, God, I'm going to go to school. I want to be like my friend and be a doctor one day. I told her already. I think I'm going to go to school one day and I'm going to get a doctorate in theology with an emphasis of Christian psychology because I think think we're missing something about our emotional health and our conundrum, the conundrum we have. Somebody say soul. It's the mind, will, emotion, and intellect. In the church, we teach about get an education. That's intellectual stimulus. We talked about our will, be obedient to God. We talk about our mind, renew your mind daily. But who's telling us about our jacked up emotions after we've been hurt? So that's going to be PE. Somebody said that. It's going to be me, Pastor Erica. I'm going to talk about it. And so I see it right here when Samuel's emotions are a little frayed. Because you remember, he didn't want to stop breathing. And it's showing up, it's coming out sideways because he can't even see right. I don't care if we're anointed, we need God. Hello. He can't even see right. He's been so hurt, so devastated, that even though he get up and do what God says do, when it's time to anoint the next person, he chooses wrong again. Ooh, let's talk about waiting. Sometimes we just gotta wait till full wholeness come before we say yes. Anyway, sometimes you just gotta be still. I don't know who I'm talking to. Just be still and look for a while. Just look for a while. And so, but he thought, surely this could be the one. Am I helping somebody? I'm so glad. I'm so glad of it. And he said, surely this should be the one. He said he took one look at him and thought, that's surely him. That's verse 6. Verse 7, it says, but the Lord said to Samuel, do not judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. Shucks, I want to talk to somebody looking for the next. Make sure he ain't rejected too. Make sure she ain't rejected too. Yes, God, look for the mark of rejection on him before you embrace him. Because God said, I'm going to bless who. He said, bless who I bless and curse who I. God. Anyway, that's just for free. You don't owe me nothing. I just wanted to say that because it's in the text. Anyway, he said I rejected them. And so he said, stop looking at the outward appearance. And then he said, but the Lord looks at the heart. Well, how can you see heart matters if you don't see that your heart matters? How can you judge a heart matter without being in the presence of God to get the heart of the matter from God? We're missing it because we're skipping the sacrifice of praise. We're skipping the sacrifice to get to succession. So we miss the intricate wholeness that we need to get over it. I believe the assignment he had next was him getting over it. Getting from under it so he can get over it. And the assignment itself was symbolic to the flow not being blocked. Because he wanted to say, not, you know how we say, not one monkey up the show? In God's kingdom, he always raises up another. Only thing that is one of is him. You play around, he'll raise up another to get the job done. He has a graveyard sweeper. If you want to die on the investment, he'll sweep it up and give it to another. Don't make me go to another text on that. I love the Bible. I ain't going to do it. Here it is. And so we see right here in the text that God looks at the heart of the matter, and obviously Samuel was not. Then Jesse told him that he had other sons. So he rolled out all of his sons. And here comes Samuel trying to pour the flax of oil. Didn't I tell you God said he won't let you waste it the next time? It wouldn't run. Oh, God. Because if they're rejected, it ain't going to flow. Stop trying to force a flow. It won't come out. God restored you not for you to do the same stupid thing. He restored you so that you could do something new, something profitable. We needed David because that was the line that Jesus himself was coming through. We need you to anoint the right person because God's about to make some miraculous things happen through it. We need the right connections. We need you on the right job. We need you connected to the right friends. We need you in the right situation, in the right posture because we need a flow. Somebody say flow. We need a flow because my Bible says every joint city supplies. And if you out of place, you won't mess up the flow. There's no way in the world we can expect water to run to this building if we put a breach in the flow. We're going to try to figure out what happened. Yeah, and it's probably going to be one little small piece that moved out the way. It It don't take much. I know you said I'm not a preacher or a teacher or none of that, but you're important. Sometimes it's the position you are on the job. Some kingdom woman trying to come get a job, but you about to move out of place too early. Or maybe God's sending you to a position so that you can make kingdom moves. And you just count it. Don't block the flow. Somebody said don't block the flow. It might look like you wasted all. But God is a restorer of all. And so this is what I see. That's even when we're in church. Church hurt is a mess. Y'all want to label all the churches because one church didn't hurt your heart. They only hurt your heart because as soon as everybody walked in, including the preacher, everything became imperfect. And we needed the perfect Lamb of God. And when you don't pray, hallelujah. And when you don't pray and when you don't uplift him, he can't get much done because you stifle the Holy Ghost and you stifle the flow. If you want something to last, baby, you got to get needities. You got to start praying. You have to start sacrificing. And you have to start yielding to get it. And so we see right here that he brought all his sons. And Samuel got frustrated because he said, I know I'm on an assignment. I'm almost done, Pastor. I know I'm on an assignment. Why the flow ain't happening? He said, you must have another son. Oh, nobody wanted to bring the little raggedy boy out there from that family. You must have another son because I know what God said. I might be hurt, but I can hear. I might be wounded, but he'll correct my sight. I missed it a few times, but he showed me he protect the whole. Come on. Somebody need to catch that. You might be hurting right now, but he'll protect you while you're blind. If he'll take old raggedy Saul and transfer his name to Paul on Damascus Road, don't you think he'll do something? He'll protect you while you're blinded by the hurt. You gotta trust God. So he didn't even let him miss his assignment. Y'all talking about I ain't qualified. I've been hurt. God qualified the call. Keep going. He didn't even let him waste it all. And he said, well, I know none of you, it ain't flowing. Where your other boy? Because I know he had. And when you go get Raggedy David out the field, I didn't say he was handsome. He wasn't ugly. The Bible speaks of him being handsome. But he was still full of sheep. He smelled like sheep. He smelled like the outside. Remember, he fought lions and bears. He had been through some stuff. I don't know why. I need to know somebody can fight a lion off me. I need to know they know how to handle a bear. I need to know they know warfare. I need to know they have been at the altar. I need to know they know what tears feel like. I need to know that they know what it is to stay up all night. Maybe they can understand my crazy cry when I wake up at 4:30 and it's Habasha calling out to God. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, that was just for me. I was feeling it in my shanana. Here it is. So he said, I know you got another one. They brought him out. And it says right here, and I read it like I saw it. Give me a moment. I love the text. Are y'all appreciating the word? Yes. Good. My opinion won't save you, but this will deliver you. And it says, so Jesse sent for him. He sent for Joseph. He was dark and handsome with beautiful eyes. Why did they have to tell us that? But they did. And the Lord said, this is the one. Anoint him. Now, what is it about him that didn't look like his brother, though? Because they said he was dark, handsome, with beautiful eyes. But what was about him that wasn't about his brother? Oh, the brothers look kept. He didn't. He was the keeper. He was keeping sheep. They were being kept. He was keeping sheep. They were being kept. Oh, be careful when they're kept and don't know how to keep. Be careful when they don't know how to keep, when they don't know how to labor for anything, don't know how to protect somebody else. Look for the compassion. You better go ahead. I'm talking to somebody. But now let's talk about the job. I just feel like all of that is in the room. Well, one position they're used to being catered to instead of catering. And maybe God will move you to a place that don't look so stately, but they're going to care for you. Somebody tell the Lord glory. Y'all being bougie. Sit up and sit back down and tell the Lord hallelujah. I just need to change your perception. Pain will make you block the flow because you refuse to get over it. And so we're almost goes through this thing. So I see God was asking him to do something crazy. He gave him a strategy. And then we see that his pain put him in a position where he looked at things crazy. Then we see that David didn't look like what he thought he was going to look like. But he was absolutely the right one. He was the very line that our dear Jesus was coming through. God had embraced him enough to come through that lineage. Now, was he perfect? Absolutely not. But something tell me he knew how to get it right with God quickly as possible. And that's what we need to stop doing. Stop lingering overnight in your mess. Get up. Some of you need to repent when you're drunk. You just need to repent just right there. And make it a habit. One day you won't get drunk no more. I promise you. I'm talking to somebody up in here. When you get drunk, oh God, forgive and take it from me. Do it. I want you to do it. I dare you to do it. I promise you. You might not get drunk anymore. Because you do horrible things when your sight is just, you know you. Y'all don't need to, y'all know. Some of you need to just in the middle of it. Don't tell me God can't go into a club and change somebody's life. Yes, he can. Holy Ghost will walk there right on the pole with you. See on the pole telling her it's time to get free. God will walk in the most nastiest place and change your mind. And then when he does it, I'm helping somebody. You better leave the past behind. Get over it. Don't block the floor. They're going to say, they're going to call you. I got to do it. Y'all going to let me do it. Forgive me, all right? They're going to say, come here, Juice. And you're going to be like, past life, I'm over that. Because you turn in another place because you understand there's a flow and you can't block it with them remembering anything. Some of you just got to go ahead and stop mourning over what you've allowed yourself to lose. Some of the problem ain't you. Ain't them, it's you. The enemy in the inner you. Yes. It's sitting inside of you. The stuff you decided to do. You need to go on and forgive yourself. And say, oh, God, I lost a lot being a dummy. But I see God calling my name. And since he's calling my name, I'm going to get over it so I can get a flow going. That was for somebody for free. You don't owe me nothing. Hallelujah. She said that to me. And so we see now that so David stood there amongst his brothers. Samuel took the flask of oil and brought it and anointed David with oil. And the Spirit of the Lord, somebody said the Spirit of the Lord, came powerfully on David from that day on. I love it that he said he'd never leave him. He didn't, in the midst of his foolishness, he didn't leave him. Some of you are David and some of you are Saul. Just depending on who you are in this room. Some of us tried our own thing. We touched an unclean thing. We made things unclean by the way we handle things. We had no reverence for God. And now we were rejected in one season. Oh, God, let me take this to modernity. That means right now. So that's Old Testament. So what do we have now, preacher? What we have now is that Jesus went to the cross, shed his blood for us, was stretched wide and hung high. And oh yeah, he died for you and I. And so that means I could have been Saul, but then I could be Samuel at the same time, and I could be David. Oh, what am I meaning? I could be the one that messed it up. I could be the one grieving over it, and I could be the one receiving of his benefits. Because God knows how to take your foolishness and dumbfound the wise. So that means he said all things are working together for the good of who? Those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So that means if I move from my rejected state and I accept the fact that I may have lost it, but God is the Redeemer, and I look to the cross, that's that sacrifice intercession. I look to the cross. The next thing that happens is God gives me the power to inherit what I didn't deserve. He can change my name and my nature. I need somebody to look at somebody and say, I get it now, I can't block the flow. I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it. Come on, say it, I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it. Come on, say it to you, believe. I'm getting over it. Stand to your feet and begin to say it. I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it, I'm getting over it. Yeah, that was me, but not anymore. I'm getting over it. Oh, all over this place. Lift your hands all over this place in the name of Jesus. I'm getting over it. Waymaker, he's a miracle worker. He'll forgive, redeem, and restore. Yes. Lift your hands.
Says the Lord, you need